Ladies and gentlemen, today we are faced with one of the most powerful challenges of life, the decision to act, to move, to pursue, or to stand still. The phrase do or die isn't just a catchy slogan, it's a mindset, a mentality that separates those who achieve from those who only dream. It's the difference between success and regret. I want you to understand that in life, you must take full responsibility for the choices you make, for the dreams you chase, and for the legacy you leave behind. Nobody else is responsible for the outcome of your life, you are. When you decide, it's not just a decision to start, it's a decision to finish, to give everything, to leave nothing on the table. We live in a world where fear often tries to hold us back, where the enemy of what if creeps into our minds, paralyzing us with doubt. But let me tell you, this fear is a liar. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what others will say, they all create a mental prison. But guess what? You hold the keys to that prison. You have the power to choose to live with courage, to choose to risk, to choose to fight for your dream. Doing means commitment. It means facing challenges head on with a heart full of resolve. Success does not come easy. It doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't come to those who are looking for shortcuts. Success comes to those who commit, who show up, and who give their all day in and day out. If you're going to live, live fully. If you're going to strive, strive with purpose. If you're going to work, work like there's no tomorrow. The world doesn't need more people with potential. It needs people with execution. People who are not just dreaming about the future, but who are doing something about it today, right now. Let me say this clearly: the world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. The world is waiting for you to rise above mediocrity and leave behind a legacy that speaks louder than words. You are not here by accident. You have a purpose, a vision, a destiny that is waiting for you to claim it. But to claim it, you must act, you must do, or you must die trying. There is no room for halfway measures. There is no time for maybe or one day. The time is now. You don't have the luxury of waiting. You don't have the luxury of second guessing. You have one life, and it's up to you to make it count. So I ask you, are you ready to take action? Are you ready to commit fully? Are you ready to live your life with purpose, to give your best and refuse to quit? Because, my friends, it's either do or die. And when you choose to do, remember this: you're not just fighting for your own success, you're fighting for the future you were created to build. Your decisions today will echo in the lives of generations to come. Don't hold back. Do or die. That's the only way to truly live. To truly understand the significance of decision making, we must first recognize that every moment in life presents us with an opportunity to choose. Whether we realize it or not, each choice we make shapes the direction of our lives. Decisions define who we are and, more importantly, who we are becoming. Embracing the power of decision means understanding that the quality of our life is directly tied to the decisions we make each day. It is not external circumstances that determine our success or failure. It is our ability to decide and act on those decisions that shape our future. The power of decision is one of the most profound forces in our lives, yet it is often overlooked or dismissed. People often fall into the trap of waiting for the right time to make a decision or look for external validation before they act. This mindset holds them back from embracing the truth. The power of decision lies in our hands. It is in the act of deciding that we take control of our destiny. If we wait for the perfect moment or seek permission from others, we lose our agency. Decision is power in action. The moment we decide, we commit to the future we desire. The challenge, however, is that many of us struggle with making decisions. This struggle is often rooted in fear. We fear making the wrong choice, fearing that a wrong decision could lead to failure or disappointment. But what we often fail to realize is that the absence of decision is, in itself, a decision. Not making a choice is a choice to remain stagnant, to allow life to pass us by while we wait for certainty that will never come. In reality, there is no such thing as perfect certainty in decision making. The most successful people in the world are not those who make decisions based on perfect information, but those who make decisions and then adapt as new information arises. The act of deciding propels you forward, indecision paralyzes you. When you embrace the power of decision, you accept that mistakes, failures, and setbacks are part of the process. The most successful people are not those who make the fewest mistakes, but those who make decisions with courage and conviction and learn from their mistakes along the way. Every decision, whether it leads to success or failure, is a step toward growth. It teaches you something valuable about yourself, about your abilities, and about the world around you. The more decisions you make, the more you learn, and the better equipped you become to navigate the complexities of life. In this way, decision making becomes a muscle that grows stronger with use. Moreover, the power of decision lies in its ability to define our values, purpose, and identity. Every decision we make reflects what we truly value, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. For example, the decision to spend time with loved ones, to invest in personal growth, or to work toward a goal all speak to what we prioritize in life. Each of these decisions reinforces who we are becoming and what we stand for. The more we align our decisions with our values and purpose, the more we move in the direction of fulfillment. Conversely, when we make decisions that are out of alignment with our true selves, decisions driven by fear, societal pressure, or the desire for instant gratification, we begin to stray from our path and lose our sense of purpose. In a world where we are bombarded with choices, distractions, and opinions, it can be easy to forget the importance of making decisions based on our inner compass. Yet those who achieve greatness are the ones who decide with intention. They understand that their decisions create their reality. This is why embracing the power of decision is not just about making any choice, but about making choices that are deliberate and aligned with your deeper purpose. Every great achievement in history began with someone deciding that it was possible, deciding that they would pursue it regardless of the challenges, and deciding to keep moving forward even when the path was unclear. The power of decision also ties directly into our ability to overcome adversity. Life is full of obstacles and setbacks are inevitable, but the strength to persevere through these challenges often comes from one thing: a decision. A decision to keep going, a decision to not give up, a decision to turn failure into fuel. You see, when you embrace the power of decision, you take full ownership of your life and your future. You refuse to be a passive participant in your own story. Instead of waiting for life to happen to you, you make life happen through the decisions you make. This power to decide is transformative. It shifts your mindset from being a victim of circumstance to becoming the architect of your future. When you believe that you can decide the course of your life, you stop waiting for permission, you stop deferring to the opinions of others, and you stop giving away your power. You become the person who takes ownership of your decisions, for better or for worse, and understands that those decisions are the building blocks of your future. You stop procrastinating, stop doubting, and stop allowing fear to hold you back. As you begin to embrace the power of decision, you also start to see the world differently. Instead of seeing obstacles, you see opportunities. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, you see it as a lesson. Decision gives you the confidence to face the unknown and to walk boldly toward your vision. It gives you the courage to take risks and the resilience to bounce back from failure. In the end, the power of decision is not just about choosing a direction, it is about owning your ability to choose, owning your right to create the life you want. When you embrace the power of decision, you step into your greatness, you step into your potential, and you become the architect of your own destiny. The choices you make today will shape the person you become tomorrow. So make them count. Decide, act, live with purpose. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It's an acknowledgement that you are the creator of your own reality. It's a commitment to stop blaming others external circumstances or the world around you for where you are, and to instead embrace your ability to shape your own future. When you take responsibility for your life, you cease to be a passive observer and become the active participant in your own story. You step into your power and understand that your choices, actions, and mindset are the ultimate forces that determine the quality and direction of your life. In a world that often teaches us to look for someone or something to blame, taking full responsibility can feel counterintuitive. It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong, whether at our parents, our upbringing, our environment, or even society. However, true growth and personal power come when we stop seeing ourselves as victims and start seeing ourselves as victors. When you take responsibility for your life, you own your mistakes, your failures, and your successes. You refuse to allow the circumstances of your past or the actions of others to define your present and future. Taking responsibility begins with a shift in mindset. It means recognizing that you are the one in charge of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. The way you respond to life's challenges is entirely within your control. Many people spend their lives reacting to the world around them, blaming circumstances for how they feel and behave. But the truth is that we cannot always control the events that happen to us, but we can always control how we respond to them. Taking full responsibility means acknowledging that your responses, attitudes, and behaviors are within your power to change. It's about choosing to be proactive instead of reactive. Once you recognize that you are in control of your responses, you can begin to see how your thoughts and emotions shape your reality. Every thought you have, whether positive or negative, shapes your actions and ultimately your outcomes. When you take full responsibility for your life, you understand that you are responsible for the thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of. If you continually tell yourself that you are unlucky or that life is unfair, your actions will reflect those beliefs. However, if you choose to take responsibility and adopt an empowering mindset, believing that you have the ability to change your life through your choices, you will begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems, and hope instead of despair. Another essential aspect of taking responsibility is understanding the power of your decisions. Every choice you make, no matter how small it seems, has a ripple effect on your life. Taking responsibility means accepting that the trajectory of your life is determined by the decisions you make today. Too often, we fall into the trap of making decisions based on temporary emotions or external pressures rather than what's best for our long-term growth. When you take full responsibility for your life, you become more mindful of the decisions you make. You stop making excuses or blaming your circumstances for why you can't make a better choice. Instead, you choose with intention, understanding that the consequences of your decisions will either help or hinder your progress. It's also important to recognize that taking responsibility doesn't mean doing everything alone. It's about acknowledging that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you have the power to decide how you handle each situation. This includes seeking support, learning from others, and asking for help when you need it. Taking responsibility is not about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's about being accountable for your own actions and choices while remaining open to growth and assistance. It's about owning your life and your journey while also understanding that growth often requires learning from others. One of the most profound aspects of taking responsibility is realizing that you have the power to change your life at any moment. Taking responsibility means choosing to be the architect of your future rather than the product of your past. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that their circumstances, upbringing, or failures define them. They become trapped in their story and fail to see the possibility of rewriting it. But when you take full responsibility, you realize that the past does not have to dictate your future. You have the ability to make different choices, to change your behavior, and to shift your mindset at any moment. You are not defined by your past mistakes or challenges unless you choose to let them define you. By taking responsibility, you free yourself from the weight of your past and give yourself permission to create a new narrative. Taking responsibility also means letting go of excuses. Excuses are a form of self-sabotage. When you make excuses, you give away your power and deny yourself the opportunity to grow. Excuses sound like I'm too busy, I don't have enough resources, or it's not my fault. But the truth is, everyone has obstacles, everyone faces challenges, and no one's journey is without difficulty. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is their ability to take responsibility despite the obstacles. Successful people understand that they may not have control over everything, but they always have control over how they respond and what they choose to do next. At the end of the day, taking full responsibility for your life is the foundation of personal power. It is the understanding that you are the one who controls your destiny, that your choices, actions, and attitudes determine the course of your life. By taking responsibility, you break free from the victim mentality and claim your place as the creator of your future. This is not a burden, it is a privilege. When you take responsibility for your life, you realize that you hold the key to unlimited potential. Fear of failure is one of the most paralyzing and pervasive emotions that holds people back from achieving their true potential. It's an invisible force that stops countless individuals from pursuing their dreams, taking risks, and stepping into their greatness. The fear of failure often masquerades as doubt, procrastination, or even a rational excuse to avoid action. But the truth is, fear of failure isn't a reflection of your capabilities. It's a reflection of the stories you tell yourself and the beliefs you hold about what failure truly means. At its core, the fear of failure stems from the belief that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. We are conditioned to believe that failure is the ultimate defeat, something that diminishes our worth, tarnishes our reputation, and marks us as less than. This belief is rooted in a culture that glorifies success and minimizes the value of struggle and growth. We live in a world where success is celebrated, but failure is often stigmatized. As a result, many people live in constant fear of failing because they believe it will invalidate their efforts, make them look incompetent, or worse, leave them exposed and vulnerable. However, when you look at the most successful people in the world, one thing is clear: failure is not something they avoid, it's something they embrace. Success is not the absence of failure, but the ability to fail and keep moving forward. Every person who has achieved greatness in any field has encountered failure along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not whether they fail, but how they handle failure. When you fear failure, you allow it to control you, to dictate your actions and inactions. When you embrace failure, you realize it is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone on the path to success. To overcome the fear of failure, the first shift that needs to occur is a change in perspective. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is a natural part of the process of growth and success. We often associate failure with a sense of personal inadequacy, thinking that it means we are not good enough or capable enough. But this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, failure is often the best teacher. It teaches resilience, it fosters creativity, and it shows you what works and what doesn't. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Instead of viewing failure as a permanent setback, view it as a temporary detour that provides valuable lessons along the way. A critical step in overcoming the fear of failure is understanding that failure doesn't define you. Your identity is not tied to any one event or outcome. Too many people identify themselves with their failures, thinking that because they failed at something, they are failed as people. But failure is an experience, not an identity. You are not a failure because you failed. You are a human being who is learning and evolving. This distinction is crucial in releasing the grip that fear has on you. When you stop attaching your self-worth to your successes and failures, you free yourself from the fear of failure. You begin to see it as an inevitable part of life, something that doesn't diminish who you are, but rather enhances your ability to move forward. Another powerful way to overcome the fear of failure is by reframing failure as a necessary part of the process. If you're not failing, it's often because you're not trying hard enough or you're playing too safe. Failure is a sign that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone. If you're not failing, you're probably not taking enough risks. And if you're not taking enough risks, you're not pushing yourself to your limits. Failure is the evidence that you are pursuing something that is meaningful to you, something that has the potential to challenge and change you. In this light, failure becomes not something to fear, but something to seek. It's a signal that you are on the right path, growing, learning, and evolving. It's also important to shift the focus from perfection to progress. So often we fear failure because we have unrealistic expectations of perfection. We want everything to go smoothly, and we want to succeed on the first try. But in reality, success is built on a foundation of trial and error. Progress happens incrementally through small wins and small failures, not through one perfect, flawless attempt. Perfection is a myth, and the pursuit of it can paralyze you. Instead of fearing failure because it's imperfect, embrace the idea that each step forward, no matter how imperfect, is a victory. It's better to fail while moving forward than to remain stagnant out of fear of failure. To combat the fear of failure, it's also helpful to develop a healthy relationship with risk. Risk is an inherent part of success. In fact, the greater the potential reward, the greater the risk. Fear often stems from the perceived consequences of taking a risk, whether that's the fear of losing money, status, or time. But risk is not something to be feared, it's something to be understood and managed. By reframing risk as an opportunity for growth, you begin to see it as a challenge to rise to rather than something to avoid. It's the willingness to take calculated risks, knowing that even if you fail, you will have learned valuable lessons that will propel you forward. Building resilience is another crucial element in overcoming the fear of failure. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Resilient people don't view failure as the end of the road, they view it as a temporary detour. Resilience allows you to absorb the shock of failure, learn from it, and move forward with renewed determination. The more resilient you become, the less fear you will have of failure because you will trust that no matter what happens, you will be able to recover, adapt, and grow. Finally, surrounding yourself with a supportive network of people can help to combat the fear of failure. When you have a strong support system, you're more likely to take risks and face challenges head on. People who believe in you, who encourage you, and who provide constructive feedback can help shift your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your inadequacy, you begin to see it as a part of the journey, one that others have traveled before you. Their support reminds you that failure is not final, it's simply part of the process of success. In conclusion, overcoming the fear of failure requires a shift in mindset, perspective, and approach. When you stop viewing failure as something to be avoided and start seeing it as a valuable teacher, you free yourself from its paralyzing grip. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a necessary component of it. By embracing failure, learning from it, and using it as fuel for growth, you become empowered to take risks, make bold moves, and ultimately succeed. So rather than fearing failure, embrace it as a sign that you are pushing boundaries, expanding your potential, and on the path to greatness. Committing to your vision, no matter the obstacles, is a powerful declaration of purpose, resilience, and determination. It is the act of choosing your path and dedicating yourself wholeheartedly to it, regardless of the difficulties that arise along the way. This kind of commitment requires an unwavering belief in your vision and the courage to pursue it, even when the world around you seems to be pushing you in a different direction. It means choosing to stay true to what you've envisioned for your life, regardless of the challenges, setbacks, or doubts that may arise. When you commit to your vision, you are making a profound statement about who you are and what you stand for. Your vision is the picture of what you want to create in your life, whether it's a career, a relationship, a personal achievement, or a dream you hold deep in your heart. It represents the life you want to build, and committing to it means dedicating yourself fully to its pursuit. This commitment is not simply about wishing or hoping for something to happen. It's about actively engaging with your dreams, making intentional choices, and taking deliberate steps to turn that vision into reality. However, the journey toward any meaningful goal is rarely straightforward. Obstacles will inevitably appear along the way. The road to success is not paved with ease, and it is in those moments of struggle and difficulty that your commitment is truly tested. It's easy to commit when everything is going well, but real commitment shines through when things get tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when doubts creep in. That's when the strength of your commitment to your vision matters most. True commitment means not just pursuing your vision when it's convenient, but staying dedicated to it even when the going gets rough. Obstacles can come in many forms, internal and external. Internally, you may face self-doubt, fear of failure, or a lack of confidence. These inner struggles can make you question whether your vision is worth pursuing or whether you're capable of achieving it. It's easy to listen to that voice of doubt that says, maybe I'm not good enough, or what if I fail? But when you are truly committed to your vision, you choose to push past those doubts. You acknowledge that fear is a part of the process, but you don't let it control you. Instead, you focus on the bigger picture, on the purpose behind your vision, and you remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Externally, obstacles may come in the form of societal expectations, financial constraints, or negative influences from others. People around you may question your decisions, doubt your abilities, or even discourage you from pursuing your goals. The world can be filled with distractions, temptations, and forces that want to pull you off course. When you commit to your vision, you develop the strength to stay focused, to ignore the naysayers, and to stay aligned with your purpose despite the external noise. Your commitment becomes a shield against these distractions, a reminder that your vision is stronger than any obstacle or external challenge. It's important to understand that obstacles are not signs to turn back. They are signs that you are moving in the right direction. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth and refinement. When you encounter a difficulty, it's not the universe telling you to stop. It's telling you that you are on the verge of something great. Obstacles are often the tests that show you how much you truly want something and whether you are willing to sacrifice for it. They help you grow in resilience, patience, and perseverance. In fact, overcoming obstacles is often what makes the achievement of your vision even sweeter. Without the struggle, the victory lacks its depth, and the journey lacks its meaning. Commitment to your vision also requires flexibility and adaptability. The road may not always unfold as you planned, and some obstacles may be beyond your control. In these moments, commitment doesn't mean rigidly sticking to one path despite the setbacks. Instead, it means being willing to adjust your approach, pivoting when necessary, but never losing sight of the ultimate goal. Commitment is about being persistent without being stubborn, about understanding that there are multiple ways to achieve your vision, and that sometimes the path may need to be altered, but the end result remains the same. When you commit to your vision, you also commit to taking consistent action. It's not enough to simply wish for your vision to come true. You must take purposeful steps every day toward it. Small, incremental actions compounded over time will bring you closer to your goal, even when it feels like the end is far away. You may not always see immediate results, and it may feel like your efforts are going unnoticed, but consistency is key. Success is built in the small moments of persistence, the days when you feel tired, when you don't want to continue, but you do anyway. During times of doubt, it can be helpful to reconnect with the vision itself, why it matters to you, and why it's worth the struggle. The more deeply connected you are to your vision, the stronger your commitment will be. This is why it's so important to have a clear and compelling vision that excites you and drives you. A vision that aligns with your values, passions, and purpose will give you the strength to persevere through any obstacle. Your vision must be your why, the reason you wake up every day. the motivation that drives your actions. When your vision is rooted in purpose, no obstacle can make you waver for long. Even when setbacks occur, your passion will fuel you to keep going. Committing to your vision also requires patience. Success rarely happens overnight, and there will be times when progress feels slow or non-existent. In these moments, it's easy to get discouraged and lose faith in the process. But true commitment means continuing to show up even when you don't see immediate rewards. Patience is the ability to keep moving forward, trusting that your efforts are accumulating even if you can't yet see the results. The best things in life often take time, and the obstacles you face now will only serve to make your eventual success more meaningful and rewarding. Ultimately, committing to your vision, no matter the obstacles, is about maintaining unwavering faith in your dream. It's the belief that no matter what you face, you will continue to move forward. It's the refusal to let fear, doubt, or external factors dictate your actions. It's about making the decision that you will not quit, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fail, and no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. This commitment transforms you from someone who merely dreams to someone who makes those dreams a reality. In the end, your vision is yours alone, and it is your responsibility to see it through. The obstacles you face along the way are simply part of the journey. It's not about avoiding them, it's about overcoming them with grit, determination, and an unshakable commitment to your purpose. When you commit to your vision, no matter the obstacles, you empower yourself to transform not just your life, but the world around you. And that is the essence of true greatness. Maximizing your potential every day is not a singular, fleeting act, but a continuous process, a daily commitment to being the best version of yourself. It involves recognizing the infinite possibilities within you and committing to unlock them, step by step, each day. Every moment holds the opportunity to stretch beyond your comfort zone, to challenge your limitations, and to become the person you are meant to be. The idea of maximizing your potential is not about achieving perfection or reaching a final destination. It's about dedicating yourself to growth, learning, and continuous improvement. It's about showing up fully with intention every day to take conscious actions that align with your highest vision for yourself. The first step in maximizing your potential is recognizing that potential is not a fixed quantity. It is something that grows with effort, commitment, and the willingness to step into discomfort. We all have vast potential, but it remains dormant until we activate it. Potential is realized through action, and it's realized through overcoming the internal resistance that often stops us from taking those first steps. It's easy to underestimate your own abilities or get stuck in a pattern of self-doubt, but the truth is, you have far more capacity for growth and achievement than you can currently imagine. The challenge is in deciding to tap into that potential and start using it. One of the most powerful ways to maximize your potential every day is by making a conscious decision to take full ownership of your life. This means stepping away from the victim mentality, where external circumstances or other people's actions determine your trajectory. Instead, maximizing your potential requires taking full responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your mindset. You cannot rely on the world to change before you do, and you cannot wait for the right time to act. The right time is now. By choosing to take responsibility, you claim the power to direct your own life, to make decisions that serve your growth, and to move forward even in the face of challenges. Ownership is the first step in taking control of your potential. Another crucial aspect of maximizing your potential every day is setting clear intentions and goals. Without clear direction, it's easy to become distracted or caught up in the noise of life. When you wake up each day, what are you striving toward? What is your purpose for the day, and how does it align with your long-term vision? Intentions give your actions focus and purpose. Without intention, even the most energetic efforts can feel scattered or unfocused. The power of intention is that it helps you align your actions with your true priorities. ensuring that each day brings you closer to realizing your potential. When you take the time to set intentional goals, no matter how big or small, you activate your mind's ability to focus and work toward achieving those goals one step at a time. Maximizing your potential is also about developing habits and routines that support your growth. Habits are the foundation of success because they enable you to take consistent action without relying on motivation or willpower alone. Every small habit you create compounds over time, leading to significant results. It's not the occasional big effort that leads to success, but the daily, consistent actions you take toward your goals. Whether it's reading for personal growth, exercising to improve your physical health, or setting aside time for reflection and mindfulness, the routines you build shape who you become. Successful people don't wait for inspiration to strike, they have established habits that drive their progress every day. However, the challenge lies in understanding that growth is not always linear. You will face obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. There will be days when you feel uninspired, when progress seems slow, or when you question whether it's all worth it. But maximizing your potential is about staying committed even in the face of adversity. The path to your fullest potential is not always smooth, and your journey will not be without its hurdles. The key is to keep moving forward, even when progress feels imperceptible. Growth often happens in incremental steps, and even when you feel like you're not progressing, the effort you put in today is setting the foundation for future success. Resilience in the face of difficulty is one of the greatest ways to unlock your potential. Equally important is the practice of self-awareness. To maximize your potential, you must first understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and your blind spots. Self-awareness allows you to make choices that are in alignment with who you truly are, not who you think you should be. By regularly reflecting on your actions, thoughts, and feelings, you gain insight into what's working and what's not. You can identify where you're sabotaging your own progress or where you might be holding yourself back. Self-awareness allows you to course correct and make better choices as you move forward. It also helps you identify areas where you need to push yourself and areas where you need to show yourself compassion. Furthermore, maximizing your potential requires a willingness to embrace discomfort. The path to growth is often through discomfort and challenge. When you push yourself beyond what you know and what feels easy, you enter a space where growth can happen. Whether it's taking on a new responsibility, learning a new skill, or stepping into a leadership role, discomfort is a natural part of expansion. Often, the biggest breakthroughs come after the hardest challenges. Growth comes not from staying comfortable, but from stretching beyond your limits. If you only stick to what you know, you will never discover the vast potential that lies just outside your comfort zone. When you learn to embrace discomfort and see it as a sign of progress, you begin to activate even more of your potential. Maximizing your potential also requires surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. The people you associate with can either lift you up or hold you back. It's important to surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, push you to be better, and support you in your journey. The power of a supportive community cannot be overstated. The right environment can provide motivation, accountability, and perspective, all of which are vital for personal development. Whether it's a mentor, a peer group, or a community of like-minded individuals, the people you spend time with can be a catalyst for unlocking your full potential. Lastly, to maximize your potential every day, it is essential to practice patience and self-compassion. Growth takes time, and it's important to be patient with yourself throughout the process. Many people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results, but success is often a slow, steady accumulation of effort. Instead of beating yourself up for not being where you want to be yet, celebrate the progress you've made and the small victories along the way. Compassion towards yourself creates the emotional resilience to continue, even when you don't see immediate success. By acknowledging your efforts, forgiving yourself for missteps, and learning from each experience, you give yourself the grace to keep going. Maximizing your potential every day is a lifelong commitment, a commitment to growth, resilience, and consistent action. It's about embracing discomfort, cultivating self-awareness, and staying focused on your goals, regardless of setbacks. It's not about reaching a specific destination, but about committing to the process of continuous improvement. By showing up each day with the intention to give your best, you unlock the power within you and begin to see what you are truly capable of. The potential within you is vast, and it is through the small, everyday actions that you begin to realize it. Each day is an opportunity to grow, to stretch, and to become the person you were always meant to be.